everybody, and welcome to my channel. It is Homestead Tessie Survival Mobile Home Living. Today, Sierra and I are going to teach you how to have a cooking tripod. You know, the one thing about survival is about cooking. What do you do if you don't have electricity? So how are you going to cook a meal in a survival situation? Well, today we're going to teach you how you can set up your very own cooking area. This was only $30. Does it work? Can we actually make a meal without using any electricity? I hope you follow along with us today, and I hope you learn something, because cooking survival style is your #1 goal and your #1 thing that you want to work on. So we're going to set up and I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, so I want to show you something that you can buy, but in next videos I'm going to be showing you how you can make your own. But these are called solid fuel cubes. And this really helps you into starting a fire, so you light one of these. But in future videos, I'm going to share with you how we can make our own. And that's really important, is to have something that you can use to start a fire. In survival, you got to have things that you wouldn't normally think about. You got to have matches or a way to start fires. You can use flintstone and steel, which I have that and I'll be doing in videos as well. All right, so here we go. That is what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and assemble everything, and we're gonna make our meal. All right, so now we got it started. And that's neat to have that block, because that block does really help. But in a survival situation, you won't always have those blocks. So we're gonna work on how to start a fire without that. All right, so we're gonna get working on our meal. Keep watching. All right, so we're gonna make vegetable soup today. Now I have some vegetables here. I cleaned out my freezer and I found some frozen vegetables. To that we're gonna add some beef broth. It seems to be able to hold it. It's very heavy, but it seems to hold really well. All right, and then we'll have to, we got the fire going, and I'll show you the fire more. All right. And then here is some potatoes. Now we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna add some more stuff to it as, here, move your spoon this way, there we go. I don't know, it seems to hold it really good. I'm happy with that. Oh, there, it's better now. All right, we got the fire going good. So we got the soup on that one. And right in front of the camera, we're going to saute some ground beef to put in with this soup. So to have a survival camp, there's all kinds of ways. Right here, this used to be a grill for like at a park, and it was broken, and so we were giving it free, and we are reusing it. And then of course we have our makeshift one here, and all it is cement blocks to give a little bit of wind resistance, and it's just a grate that I got at Amazon. So there are different ways that you can have a campfire, and in survival, you know, there's no right and wrong way of doing it. It's however you want and what you have. So everything on here is things that I had on the property. All of these cement blocks we had. We just found them at different places. And now we got a good fire going over here. And I'll show you the soup in just a little bit. We'll let the fire go down a little bit. And then here is where we're sauteing our ground beef. Pretty cool. All right, we'll get back to you in a little bit. What you can do is you can buy one of these, and this is to lift the jar handle. Really simple. So there's what our soup looks like, and we'll put the ground beef in it when it's sauteed. But this handle is really, you can go ahead and stir that. It's very, very full. I made it really, really full. But you can go ahead and use this jar lifter to put the jar lid. You can go ahead and use this lid lifter to put the lid back on. So it's cast iron as well. and it really works well with these type of cast iron. I only have Lodge cast iron. I got it on Amazon and I really love it. Cast iron is what you want if you want to have a campfire. So in survival, you really want to buy certain things and have them. I cook with all cast iron now. I don't use anything but cast iron for my regular cooking. And cast iron gets really hot really quick, and it also retains its heat. So it's really important to have it if you're going to camp outside. Like I said, this isn't taking any electricity, so in a down-grid situation, you would have food. So it's very important to have food on hand. And all these vegetables were in my freezer, but I have the same vegetables canned as well. One thing about cooking this way is, we were talking about it, that it does take time. But then Sierra said, what'd you say?
That's nice because you can do other things while.
Yeah, you can work on other things while you're cooking. So in the pioneer times, it wasn't instant. You know, it took a while to get things done. And so they probably didn't have breakfast, lunch. They didn't eat as much as we do because it was too much work. So like they would have something maybe on the campfire all day, right? Probably. It was just simmering on the campfire all day. Alrighty, in about a half an hour, I would say the soup would be done because it is a very hot fire. It takes a while to get it started and going, but it's a hot fire. So once it gets hot, then it starts to really cook. All right, we're gonna put the ground beef in it. Now we made it really full, so it's starting to boil over, but that's all right. It's not gonna hurt nothing. You tell me that doesn't look yummy? Yum, that looks good. We'll add some seasoning and everything to it. We'll just let the lid off of it. It'll soon be done, actually. And it's the end of this video. I wanted to share with you some thoughts. When you talk about survival and survival living, it's not an easy life. It's a lot of work. Cooking on a fire, preparing your meal without any electricity, it is a lot of work. My goal on my channel and to share with you survival is not to put fear in your heart, but to share with you an alternate way to live. It doesn't matter on your age. There's always things that we can do to become more self-sufficient in our life. This soup is by far amazing, the best soup that we've ever made. Something about cooking on a fire and the smoke just brings out the flavor of food. But I would admit, if I had to do this every single day, it would be very tiring. I am very tired. It is a lot of work. But we need to have these survival skills. We need to know how to do things for ourselves. Too much of our lives are based upon other people. It's based upon what the government is doing, based upon what other people are saying and what other people are doing. We need to learn to be self-sufficient for ourselves. It depends on what you are able to do. Some people can have a cookout like I do, but you know your limits, you know the things that you can do. And I would take baby steps. In my next videos coming up, some of them are going to be very intense. They're going to be very extreme scenarios. So why am I doing all of that? I'm making extreme scenarios just to share with you what it would be like in a certain event would happen or things would happen. I hope and pray they never happen, but it's good to have a rehearsal a little bit, to have a drill, to know what would you do in times of great emergency, all kinds of emergency. And the one thing about cooking outside, if you're able to, that you can do in all weather, even in the snow. Come this winter, I'm going to share with you other survival tips and tricks. I hope you enjoyed this one. This is just the beginning of so many different videos, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. And remember, I have a playlist because they're so labor intensive and I have so many of them. I'm afraid that some people are going to miss them. But please look at the end of this video for my playlist on bandages and how to sterilize them. I'm going to share with you all kinds of medical advice, even though I am not a doctor or a nurse, but I'm going to share with you survival advice. Take care, everyone. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Woo! That's a lot of work.